Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Today we're going to be doing some more T6 Abyss in the Devoter. I am very determined to get this through the T6 Abyss at least one time. It's not really to find at this point, it's not really like a way to find a ship that can actually do consistent T6 Abyss. It's just because I'm kind of a little bit angry and salty that I've been dying so many times recently, and a lot due to pirate, mainly or almost completely due to piloting error. So I feel like I want to redeem myself. That's why I want to do this, have at least do one T6 side that goes well. Now this is a fully blinged Devoter, like almost everything is blinged to the max, you could say. Asklepian implants, got the faction heat sinks. I just want to get this through one T6 side. For you guys who have not been seeing my other videos on the Devoter is a very good ship for the Abyss just because of its high tank. Not all high EHP per second it can achieve very easily due to its naturally very good resistances. The Devoter has, an okay capacitor. I did, however, die because of a capacitor problem because I didn't really pay attention to neuters, and there are some scrubby neuters right on the grid right here, but I think that I will take out this Entangler because he is very close and he is also just one, so it'll do a lot by taking out that one guy. Remove these spearfishers and go for the dissipators. The text is not there. We go. Okay, good. Now we'll go towards the Charybdis Tyrannos. To be honest, I can just face tank Charybdis Tyrannos, no problems. But I think I will have problems if the cruisers are attacked. Oh, no. Acolytes. No, Acolytes. This is why I hate deploying light drones that are unbonused. Look at that. They just melt when you deploy them. Like, they just die almost instantly. Okay, let's go for this guy. Get this guy. We're in another one of those best case scenarios when it comes to DPS because the minus 70% makes me do essentially more damage. This is the thing with the Devoter. I feel like the main thing that's going to kill it in the T6 Abyss is time, because it's not got particularly high DPS. However, I did die due to newts one time because for some reason I was not looking at there was a lot of neuters on grid. Somehow I did not see it. Don't know why. Just maybe I've got some kind of a sight problem. No. But it was just some reason I did not pay attention. 3 starving Midmax, a few starving Damovics, and I was going for these stupid little dangling Damovics. What am I gonna do when I'm going 500 meters a second and I go and I get Webified a little bit? Essentially, it's the same thing. Everything is gonna get a 500 on me and orbit me really close. Oh, what do you see? A wrecking shot right there. Wrecking shot by Charybdis Tyrannos, and it's like, whatever. We just continue to go forward and eviscerate these sleeper cruisers. Okay, there he is? Charybdis Tyrannos. I was a bit disorientated for a second. And what we're going to try to do here is push Charybdis Tyrannos towards the gate. Yes, indeed. I'm going to push a battleship with a cruiser in EVE Online. That's what I'm going to do right here. Torvald Uruz, that big abyssal streamer, he showed this tip here. It's a very good tip. If you have a slow ship like me, this is a very useful thing to do. Charybdis Tyrannos always likes to keep range at you, so he always likes to go away from you. But that will mean then that he goes away from you so that he's really far away from the gate. But and there's a problem if you've got a slow ship, because abyssal depths, come on. If you've got a slow ship, then it's obviously going to take you a lot of time to get towards the transfer conduit when you're done with everything. But if you are doing like what I'm doing now, Charybdis Tyrannos is now going to be pushed, quote unquote, pushed towards the transfer conduit, because look, now that I'm behind Charybdis Tyrannos is again trying to keep range from me. And now Charybdis Tyrannos is going to move towards the gate, so I'll be a lot closer to the transfer conduit, and I'm done. So that's good. I really like this method because I've always hated the fact that Charybdis Tyrannos keeps range like they do. Just keeps range, and it just takes forever in Afterburner or in general slow ships to get towards the transfer conduit. But with this technique, you will have a lot less trouble getting towards the transfer conduit. Let me deploy my drones because it doesn't seem like the Deviant Automata suppressors are... Oh wait, never mind. They're already going crazy. You see that? Half the shield's already gone. And we Webify Charybdis a little bit. And I don't want to go past Charybdis, because then if I go past Charybdis, Charybdis is again going to keep range and go back towards the boundary box. And that's not where I want Charybdis to be. Okay, so I want to maybe go a little bit down. I'll just push Charybdis essentially towards the transfer conduit. In fact, the best thing would be that I get Charybdis caught in the transfer conduit, because you can kind of forget NPCs sometimes caught in the structures, like they're kind of bouncing off, bouncing back, bouncing off. It's quite funny when you see that happening. But I don't see it happening on the transfer conduit a whole lot, but I have seen it occur on the on these asteroids. I've seen a Bethnic Abyssal Overmind once was caught on the asteroid, just like going back and forth, back and forth. It was quite funny. Look at this. We can just sit here. Doesn't really matter. We just face tank this Charybdis Tyrannus like nothing. Like nothing. The Devoter really doesn't care. But, you know, we can obviously do a little bit more overheating. In fact, I'll do that, because thing is, if I overheat my damage, then I would probably want to make most use of that overheated damage, because, you know, I only have a limited amount of damage I can overheat. So this is a case where I'll be basically applying all my damage, so I'll make most use of my overheating damage. Like here, Charybdis Tyrannus is a very big ship, slow. I'll be mostly utilizing my overheated damage. So I think this is a good, smart way, time to overheat, because, you know, you'll be making most use of that overheated damage. You won't just be wasting it on a little speedy frigate orbiting you at 500, getting grazing shots that do like 1% of your actual damage. So this is good, and we'll want to stop overheating now because we're taking a lot of damage. Okay, good. And we'll move towards the transfer conduit, and then we will jump to the next wave. And we're making crap time. A really bad time. I would prefer to be a lot faster than this. Come on. I thought there we go. Next wave. Time is of the essence, guys. Time is of the essence. On the test server, I don't try looting. That is also something to take into consideration. That will also take a little bit of time. Oh, this is good. Forward Lucid Deep Watches, and they are not got anything else next to them. So I guess that's pretty good, because I'm used to Lucid Deep Watches. I'll go over here Afterburner a little bit as well, just to get a bit closer, because if my Afterburner is slow at 500 meters a second, that is obviously going to cost me time. You can see this time I'm using right here to get in range and using essentially 0 DPS. I guess my drones now are going to be able to do a little bit of damage, but it's not going to be a whole lot of DPS when I'm just approaching like this, doing nothing. Where's the range of my Scorch? Yeah, 35. Okay, we can start shooting now. Start doing a little bit of damage, a little bit of damage. Okay, good. We're making it a little bit faster. It feels so stupid overheating my Afterburner, but that's just what I want to do to minimize the amount of time lost, because I'm very salty that I've been dying so much in this T6 Abyss, and I want to just complete it once and for all. It's more like to prove a point, so to say, rather than finding efficient steps. And I want to show you guys here. I think it'll be something fun to see. Something I've been thinking about is when I've been using the Devoter now. Okay, now I should switch to Conflag and start shooting. Something I've been thinking about when doing this is, in the Devoter heavy interdiction cruiser, I've been thinking of maybe using the Onyx again, because I have made some videos on the Onyx. The Onyx, I think, is a pretty decent abyssal ship, but I didn't manage to get it. I died in the T5. I did manage to get it, I think, through one T5, but I did die, and it was because of tank. But I didn't bling so much. I hardly blinged anything, in fact. Very minimal bling. Tech 2 multispectrum. Only really the shield booster was blinged, and I could have used implants as well. And the thing with the Onyx is it's got a little bit better range with the close range ammo than the Devoter. So that's good, because my Conflag doesn't have the best amount of range. The Onyx has a little bit more better range with its like rage ammo. That is the close range high DPS ammo. It will also do a tiny bit more DPS than the Devoter with like implants and faction ballistic control systems. So that's good. Also, I don't think as much. It doesn't take into consideration that stuff is, or how do you say, like if stuff is orbiting you at 500, it's going to be a bit easier for you to hit with the missiles than it is with these pulse lasers that are essentially going to do 0 damage at that point. But I've never really had much of an issue with that in the Devoter anyway. The main thing though is the range, and is better, and the slightly higher DPS as well. That's good. The only downside is that if I use a missile based ship like the Onyx, I have to always remember that the deviant automatic suppressors, they can be very deadly. Very deadly indeed, because they will shoot down on missiles, decreasing my DPS by a lot. And that, I feel like, is generally speaking, the DPS, it seems to be something with, in general, a problem with doing heavy interdiction cruisers in the Abyss, because the heavy interdiction cruisers, how they work is how I understand at least their role is, they're supposed to like interdict, like hold down, tackle enemy ships, high value enemy ships like capital ships with their heavy interdiction modules that they're supposed to use. They're supposed to be very tanky, so they'll be able to survive, to get in there and actually hold people down without just dying straight away like an interceptor. And they're not really made to do damage. It fits their role. They're supposed to be there, be really tanky, and hold stuff down. They're not supposed to sit there and do tons of DPS. That's what a heavy assault cruiser is for. So it really shows that like these ships, they're really tanky, but they're not doing stuff so fast. And that is good if you want to do the low tier sites where there's not a whole lot of NPCs. But it does get problems. You do get problems when you get to the very high tier sites where you have to not only take a lot of damage, but also you have to do a lot of damage to get the stuff done quickly. And if you don't get stuff done quickly, then that could cost you your ship. And you do not want that to happen if you're using a very expensive ship, because the whole activity won't be worthwhile. But the whole reason why I even considered heavy interdiction cruise to begin with was, first of all, the tank. It was very impressive. Like, I'm not used to seeing that really good tank. And also that, I think that generally speaking, the heavy interdiction cruisers look pretty good. Like the broadsword, the Minmatar heavy interdiction cruiser, I think that ship looks really good. I like the black paint on it. The Onyx, I think, is by far the best looking heavy interdiction cruiser. I think it looks like a more advanced version of the Keeler. Like in terms of its model, it looks really good. I can even show you right now what I'm talking about. Onyx. This ship here, I think this ship looks really good. The Kalakiota skin looks amazing in my opinion. And then the general appearance, I think it looks like a very advanced version of a Gila. Very similar, but feels a little bit more advanced in its look. So that's why I would like to do that. But I feel like the heavy interdiction cruisers are good tier 4 ships. Maybe T5 if you're blinged, but good T4 ships. And T4, I mean, it's alright. It's not particularly good, but it's alright to be able to at least do that. You get some, some ISK. It's can earn maybe 100 million if you're very fast. 100 million ISK now if you're very fast. I mean, that's some decent income. I mean, it's not amazing income. Now I'm talking for someone who runs T6 size, earning 300 to 400 million an hour. But it's still like you can still get like maybe one blinged heavy faction frigate or semi-blinged Tech 2 frigate an hour. So I think that would be pretty good for someone who wants to earn some ISK doing for their PvP activities. Okay, let's go to the next site. We've got 8 minutes to spare. Okay, so 8 minutes is a decent amount of time. We should be able to get through because, I mean, we've already finished each site on average in 6 minutes, so we'll hopefully be able to get through this. Now, okay, this is an easy wave. Are there lots of newts? Not a whole lot of newts. There are a lot of entanglers, though. A lot of entanglers that are here to Webify us and hold us down. Little scrubs. Don't try to hold me down, or I'll hold you down with my pulse lasers. Now, with my faction web, that's pretty OP. OP faction web. It's also pretty expensive, but they are really good because of that range. They just happen to also be one of the most profitable items you can use your LP on in Galente missions, which I do as well. Oh no, my drones! No, my drones! No, drone abuse is going on right now. Please, there's some kind of corporation, I think, that focuses on harvesting lost drones. Like they scan for drones and they pick them up, and it's like, I think like drone rescue service or something like that. And if any of those guys are watching, I don't know what it's called. It's not called a drone rescue service, but it's something along that lines. Like it focuses on giving rights to drones. If they see me with the abuse I'm putting these drones through in the Abyss, they'll get very angry. Poor drones. Okay, let's just slap up these guys. This faction web, it's one of the most profitable things I could get from the Galente LP store, and it's for good reason, just because of how effective it is. Like the range is just so good, as effective as a Tech 2 web. In fact, you can't get any more webifying than 60%. Or at least I don't think you can get any webs that are better than 60%. But it has a really good range, an amazing range that is so useful. You can see some of these scrubs are sitting here at 30 kilometers. I can web them down. If I had a Tech 2 web, it would be very difficult for me to do that. It's one of those amazing webs. I think even the CPU is also pretty chill on them. Like, they've not got big CPU requirements. Overall, an amazing Webifier, and is also a reason why there's a high demand for it, which is why mission runners like me could hand them in. They are the Webifiers of the officer variants, like, you know, the officer ones with the really rare NPCs that go for billions of ISK each, those Webifiers. Surprisingly, I thought they would have webified harder than the Tech 2 web, like the 60%. But I've not managed to find any Webifier of the faction, the officer variant, that has a higher webifying strength than 60%. I don't know why, but that's just the case. That's just the way it is. For some reason, 60% is the max you can go. I don't know, maybe it would be like OP if you had 2 of them, you would make it go like 0% speed or something like that. I don't know. But it's a bit strange to me. I think it's a bit strange, you know. Why don't officers give a tiny bit more webifying strength to the Tech 2 variant? Because the Tech 2 variant gives the same 60% as this faction variant that I've got right here. Okay, let's go. We've got 5 minutes left. Pretty decent time. And I finally seems to have conquered the T6 Abyss in the Devoter. Not conquered. If I would say conquered the Abyss, I would mean more like I found a way to do it very efficiently, very consistently. But I have beaten one T6 Abyss site at least. And that is something that I'm happy about, because I've been dying so many times to very embarrassing reasons. We did have very lucky spawns, though it was not like we had any really high frigates like Damavik waves, where it would have taken me a bit of time to, you know, to kill them because they're orbiting very fast. I didn't have really high neutral waves at all, so neutralizing wasn't an issue. I had the minus 70% EM resistance, which made me do this type faster, but honestly, I don't care. I just wanted to be able to do a T6 Abyss in the Devoter. That was the main thing, and I've done it now, so I'm pretty satisfied. Overall, pretty satisfied. One of those things that have been bugging me recently was that I've been just dying so much, but finally it's done. Alright, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video right here. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.